Coaches and consultants aren't failing because they lack talent, they're failing because they've been sold lies. You've been told that referrals are enough, that if you post on social media and wait, clients will come to you, or that success just means working harder than everybody else. However, what worked a few years ago simply does not work today. The market has moved on, and sticking to those outdated strategies is costing you time, money, and clients. But once you understand what works in today's market, you can create results just like these, and you'll forget about ever having to chase clients again. Instead, you'll have a system that brings you high-ticket clients every single week so that you can choose who you want to work with. And today, I'm going to break down 5 strategies that are proven, not only in my coaching business, but also by the consultants that I've worked with. So let's dive in. The first strategy is traffic. Many businesses struggle to consistently generate traffic and attention for their offer. They get stuck experimenting with different methods like lead magnets, self-liquidating offers, free groups, which often fail to convert at scale. And many also rely heavily on referrals and don't know how to predictably find clients themselves. But referrals can only get you so far. They're not scalable, predictable, or reliable. And without a clear system for attracting time and attention, you're risking time and energy on methods that just don't bring results. It's also frustrating to rely on luck, or that someone else will just remember about you and send you a client. And that leaves you with a lack of control, freedom, and consistency in your business. And yes, referrals are great, but they're not the ultimate solution for lead generation. And without a good system in place, you'll just keep wasting time, missing out on opportunities, and your potential clients will go to competitors who aren't waiting for handouts. Or you'll get stuck relying on labor-intensive strategies like cold DMing outbound leads, trading your time for results with limited scalability. Isn't that why we started a business in the first place? Is to not have to do those things? So to find the answer, I like to break it down into a proven system that can be broken down into a few parts that are called the NTPMA. Explaining that, N is for your niche, T is for your transformation or the promise of your product, P is for your price, M is for your mechanism, and A is for your access channel. Now, don't worry about knowing what all that means. The only letter you need to focus on is A, not like the grade that you want to get on a homework assignment, but what you want to focus on is the A. A stands for access channel. Now, if you don't know what an access channel is, that is A-OK, pun intended. An access channel is just a fancy way of saying how it is we get the attention of our ideal market or client avatar. For example, access channels could be cold DM. The way that you're getting the attention of your target customer is by messaging them, or doing Instagram or TikTok lives, or influencer shoutouts, or posting blogs or content is way we get attention. But there's one way of getting attention that rules them all, hands down, and that is paid ads. And the reason why paid ads is so important is because unlike all the other methods of getting attention, just like this video I'm making now, they require consistent time and energy of you producing content or putting in effort, effectively doing work. It's like going to the gym and lifting a weight. If you want the other methods to work, you have to show up and push and use your own physical energy. But the beauty of paid ads is that you don't use your energy, you use your money. With paid advertising, you turn your dollars into dollars using your funnel. And when this is done properly, you can achieve anywhere between a 1 to 36 return on your ad spend, which means for every dollar you put in, you could get anywhere between $1, $2, $3, or $36 out. Last year with my coaching business, for every dollar we spent, we got 7 of them out. I don't know anything that produces a better return than that. Not the S&P, not crypto, not anything. I know that paid ads can be a tricky topic, and that's why I made this video that dives into the topic. Link will also be in the description. As you can see, paid ads can be your ticket to predictable and scalable results. But don't even think about spending money on ads until you understand the importance of what is called a specific message, which is strategy number 2, specificity. Many people blame the ad algorithm or the complex rules of running paid advertising as to why they're not profitable. But the truth is, you have far more control over your campaign's success than you might think. If you fail to clearly communicate what you have to offer, there will be confusion among your potential customers. I just did a talk the other day to over 20 business owners where I explained this in detail, and I'm going to give you the most effective version now. A lack of clarity in your messaging will be very inefficient advertising, producing a super low quality lead that will be almost impossible to make money from. And it's the messaging that you put out there that's going to determine whether you're able to attract that high quality lead that has money to spend on your offer, or whether you're just going to donate your money to Meta and get a bunch of leads that aren't worth anything. And without specificity in your ads, you can often attract a wide audience, which is a problem because a lot of people won't know anything about your offer, which will make them much harder to sell on sales calls. Most likely this has happened to you or someone that you know, or even worse, you've maybe been that counterpart on a sales call where you don't know what's going on or what's being offered. There's a lot of questions, a lot of confusion, and it's even worse when you're the one who paid for that person to attend you, not knowing what you have to offer. And this brings nothing but frustration. Without specificity, you'll never reach that 1% who's ready to buy now. The truth is, only a small portion of your market is ready to buy what you have to offer. They're the people that go into the grocery store with a clearly defined list, knowing what they're wanting to buy. Right next to that are people who have an understanding of what they want, but aren't really specific. Maybe they walked into the grocery store because they know they need things, but they didn't take the time to create a list of criteria of the things that they want. And then there are the people that are driving by the grocery store that are not planning to come in. But if there was a discount or a sale, then they might. And the problem is with advertising is you find yourself saying that you offer discounts or you say things that attract people in, but really you need to speak to the people who have a list that are just looking for something to buy, and you can be that solution. And for ads or any type of social media content, you only have 3 seconds to capture the viewer's attention. Even if you use the right interests in Facebook, let's say you sell a product to lawyers and you select lawyers as an interest or an audience that you want to run your ads to. Without proper specificity, nobody will listen and you can still get bad results. And that's why it's rarely ever the algorithm's fault. So the solution to this is to be specific. And what do I mean by that? I mean the audience of people that you advertise to. So in your ad, you should say exactly who it's for, the problem that you solve, which means after you say who your ad is for, you should say exactly the problem that you help them solve. And the third is going to be the outcomes that you deliver, which is what life is like once you've solved the problem. For example, are you a lawyer that struggles to get leads? We'll help you get qualified cases, or you don't pay. Now, it's a very simple example, but this is what all the master marketers do, the people that run 7- and 8-figure companies. And believe me, one of my friends runs a business that does 2.6 million a month. And while I haven't done those numbers, I've worked with businesses that do anywhere from 700,000 to $1 million, and their processes are exactly the same. So getting specific with your messaging helps ensure that every dollar you spend on ads and every piece of content you make works harder for you. But even with crystal clear messaging, you sometimes still won't be able to hit your goals because that message is only hitting a handful of people. And that's where volume comes in. Strategy number 3, volume. Now, if you've watched the video to this point and have implemented or tried what I've said and have still not gotten the results you're looking for, volume might be that missing piece. Many businesses hesitate or fail to scale just to the fear of increasing ad spend, the increased volume of leads, and the reduction of profitability. But without enough volume, it's impossible to achieve a significant amount of growth or maintain a consistent flow of clients. But the problem is volume. When you're profitable in your advertising, the most important thing that you should do is spend more on your advertising. However, this is what trips a lot of people up. A good analogy that I like to use is imagine you're a professional trader or stockbroker. Now, if I'm in my Robinhood account and I have $1,000 and let's say I get a 50% gain and I make $500, well, that feels pretty good. But the truth is it's only $500. Now, let's say I'm a professional trader and I have $1 million in my account. And let's say I get a 5% gain and get $5,000. Now my 5% gain while on paper is smaller than my 50%, but the size and the amount of money that I'm using is so much bigger that how much I profit is so much greater. I can't do much with $500. I really can't do much with 5,000 either. But let's say you got a 25% earn on $1 million. That would be $250,000 in profit. Now, what would you rather have? 50% gains on 1,000 or 25% on $1 million? It's the same thing with volume. You have to be prepared to watch the numbers in your business shrink as the volume of customers grow and the amount of money you transact gets bigger. This is just the truth about scale. But the problem is if you can never wrap your head around that math, you will forever be that guy that's stuck at 30, 40, 50, maybe even 100,000 a month. And I've seen this time and time again, not only in businesses that I've consulted with, but with the ones that my clients have used and with the business that some of you guys come to me with. You see, if you want to do big numbers, you have to spend big dollars, but sometimes you just have to bank on it. Because why not? What's the alternative? Did you start a business to just be comfortable? Did you start a business just to have an average business? Or did you start a business because you want to get rich, because you want to make money, you actually want to have impact and change lives? The more customers that you have is more people that you help. The more people that you help, the more positive word of mouth that you'll have, the more money that you can create, and the more your business will grow, and the more that you will become recognized for the value that you create. But the truth is, that helping a lot of people requires you being a master at what it is that you do. And that's why you can use different tools or even AI automations. This is why you can use different tools to help you handle the amount of leads and the amount of customers that are coming in. Be prepared to put people on salary. Be prepared to grow. I will say it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Scaling up your ad spend to bring in more leads and fill a closer's calendar can be insanely lucrative. But what if those leads start coming in and you struggle to convert them? This is where the 4th point comes in, which is salesmanship. Many coaches and consultants feel stuck. Even with effective marketing, poor sales can prevent you from converting your leads into customers profitably. Weak salesmanship also destroys your ability to lead customers, run the business, and create compelling messaging and communicate the full value of what you have to offer. If you're bad at sales, you will struggle struggle to convert even the highest quality traffic. And you might resort to just lowering your price point, which is going to require you to take on more clients to hit your revenue goals, which just increases the workload. On the other hand, being good at marketing and being good at sales makes you a machine, makes your business a tank, makes that juicy 5, 6, 7x return on ad spend entirely possible. But without sales, you cannot scale, even if you get the volume piece right. And the solution is to develop salesmanship, a strong ability to be able to connect with your counterpart, communicate not only the value, but the conviction that you feel as to how your products can help that person get the result that you promise. And that is the most important piece of making your business work. It's your conviction and your belief that creates your ads, your advertising, your marketing, and your messaging. And if you can't get on a call with somebody that you paid to be there and get them to believe what you told them that made them show up, you don't have a business. But if you know how to sell, you will never run out of business. And ultimately, with enough conviction, you can sell products at price points that are higher than you might ever believe. $5,000, $8,000, $10,000, $20,000, even $50,000 products. I've seen them be sold day in and day out. There are people out there that are closing people for $20,000 to $50,000 cold off of ads. And if you're not comfortable pitching or talking in real price points and making real money, well, this is where we recommend you can partner up with a commission-only closer. Someone who is a natural-born salesman who believes in you, loves your vision, and will sell your product for dollar amounts that you never thought were possible. Now, that's all fine and dandy. If you have a high volume of leads and are able to close everybody that comes in the door, there is one final piece of the 5 strategies you need to get right that will prevent your business from doing massive numbers. And that is your product. If you have a product that delivers subpar results, for clients, you won't get good word of mouth. If anything, you'll get negative word of mouth. This is where every person that comes in buys and tells your friend how bad the thing they bought was. Without an incredible product, all the leads, ads, and sales won't save your business. See, you could work so hard to attract the right quality lead. You spent the money on the ads. You even improved your sales skills. And you even got them over their hesitation to commit just to watch them leave after a few months. Or even worse, ghost you. And this can feel like a never-ending cycle of frustration where you're pouring time and money into growth, but never seeing lasting results. Failing to deliver exceptional results destroys trust and reduces your ability to close. Even if that happy person brings you a referral and they see that you have people that gave you a negative review or just don't have anything to say, they're not going to buy. For example, the first week after someone buys is the most important part to them seeing and believing in what you have to offer. And if that process is inconsistent, choppy, unpredictable, your customers will just fall at the back end, maybe even charge back, which could kick you off your payment processor. And the solution is to focus on making your product incredible. Go above and beyond for the value that someone provides. The easiest way that you can make your product incredible for customers is to give them unlimited support. That's right. Create a Calendly link that is called support and leave it open and give it to your customers. And the true test of if your product is good is if they need to use the support or not. Jeff Bezos had a metric to gauge the success of his business, which was how many times a customer needed to contact support to solve a problem, if they need to contact support at all. And the goal was to get that number to 0. You don't want anybody to ask you how to use your product. If your product is good, it should just work. Even if it's coaching where they have to go through a process and do work. It could be a course where they have to follow a series of steps to build something. It could be a done for you where you're doing something for your client. If you're doing things properly, your client should never have a question, peep, or really say much to you other than that they enjoy the work that you're doing and just get the result. But at the end of the day, your client doesn't want to do work. They don't want to be involved. They don't want to ask you questions. They just want as close to a push button way to get a result as possible. And if your product becomes the push button way for someone to get a solution, then you will win your market. You will win your category. You will become the offer king. And you will have a business that can scale to 6, 7, even 8 figures. All of the top businesses that I'd worked for as a consultant had a product that nobody else could compete with them on. Consulting.com was a market leader in creating education and coaching products for 10 plus years. 10 years. They were the category king because their product was so much better than anybody else. Even my consulting product, sales consulting, I was able to take 80 people and get over a dozen case studies in my first 8 months. 8 months with 80 clients and not a single negative review from anybody who bought anything from me ever. And this has allowed me to not only get referrals where my customers bring me other paying customers, but it's allowed me to gain the reputation and respect. There's a really good quote from Robert Greene, which is reputation, protected with your life. Reputation is the most important thing. It takes your whole life to maintain, and it takes one bad decision to lose it. I'd even talk to people on sales calls who are known to be successful financial advisors, showing and helping their clients make money just to place their money in one bad investment and lose all the trust that they had and never to have their clients invest with them again. And that's what you don't want to be. You don't want to be the product that someone took a bet on that didn't pay off. Because not only are you losing, but they're losing. Because that was someone who had hope. That was someone who wanted something. That was someone who tried. That was someone who believed. Especially if you sold them, if you closed them into it, just to have them be disappointed, oriented? Is that the kind of business you want to be? Is that the kind of business owner that you are? I hope not. So when your product really changes lives, everything else gets easier. The sales, the marketing, the advertising, and just growing the business. And if you found this video helpful, give it a like and a subscribe so that you don't miss the next one. And if you're ready to discuss specific ways we can introduce the strategies I talked about in this video into your business, click the first link in the description down below to book a demo with me directly, where we can talk about scaling you up. I'll see you guys in the next one.